All right, guys, welcome to the It's More Than Just Money movement channel. I'm your host, Witness Mtaka. As I promised you, we're going to give you guys exclusive and amazing interviews every single Monday. Interviews that are going to inspire you, change your life, uplift you. We are shooting this particular episode at the It's More Than Just Money movement tour, where we're doing the business and property seminar at the Ridge Hotel in Witbank, Mpumalanga. If you're outside of South Africa, Mpumalanga is one of the provinces in our country. It's called the coal province. The actual area where we are is called Emalahleni, where they mine coal. And here we're going to be discussing business, property, shares, mindset, development, and basically helping each other reach greater heights. We've got phenomenal people in the room. Guys, give yourselves a round of applause. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably going to see some of them ask questions and engage our guest. We've got a content creator who's doing waves in South Africa. I was just having a conversation with him before we started, that he started when he was 16 years old, but only within the last couple of years were people able to know about him, which speaks to consistency.
Correct.
To say that, you could be doing something for years and nobody even sees what you're doing. But the fact that you're continuing, one day, the prosperity and the breakthrough comes. It's like when you plant a seed, you don't see the seed. All you do is water. So how with you? I mean, you then went to this lady or the couple and said, I want to MC your event, which was their wedding.
Sure.
And you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
You're a kid.
17.
What is a kid?
Wait behind the ears. But if you've ever spent time in the church, 16, 17 years of age in the churches are completely different. You know how soccer age, you look very old. And then we say you're 21. Like, well, your soccer age is 16, man.
Yeah.
Your soccer age is 16. In the church, you'd be 16 years of age, but you already look 34, 35.
And I saw even your dress code.
Yes, my dress code, you know.
Looked old.
Yes, with ties and everything. We still had those collars that would come to your hair like this. So here I am saying to this couple, listen, I'll do your wedding. I'll do your wedding. It's completely fine. And they were like, okay, sharp. We've seen you on stage at church. We think you can pull it off. And that literally was my first wedding. That was my first wedding. But it was at that time, and I am a person who, anyone who knows me will know I'm driven by intuition. I'm driven by intuition with whatever decision I make. I'm driven by intuition because I feel that I have a compass in me that will tell me where to go. And that compass never tells me the wrong direction. While I was on stage, I think I was about to sum up. Something tapped me on the shoulder and said, do you feel what you're feeling right now? The sensation that you're feeling right now. If you keep chasing that, you'll never be hungry in your life. If you keep chasing this feeling, and I always end off every event you've seen me MC at, I always end it off as, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing day. I am your MC, Sipho Alphi Mkhwanazi. You've been an incredible audience. Till we meet again. As soon as I say that, there's always that I feel that feeling once again.
The feeling you felt when you were 16.
The feeling I felt when I was 16. I felt it. So I every single time I keep chasing that feeling. And every time I know I'm at the right place at the right time doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's been happening for about 14 years. So what people see now, as you've said, are aspects of consistency, because 2 years later, I then was invited to MC another wedding because talk got around town. Oh, he MCs weddings, he MCs weddings, he MCs weddings. Then a couple called me and said, hey, listen, we want you to come MC a wedding. And I said, okay, sharp, I'll come through. It was in Germiston. When I get there, the wedding is perfect. It's great. I usually meet most of my couples at the pulpit. All right. So there I am, get to the pulpit. And then this one was different because somebody then said to me, oh, we need to mic you up. So usually I have my roving mic. That's what I carry. But this time they wanted to mic me up and they asked me to sign a release form. That day there was Our Perfect Wedding suiting that wedding.
Oh.
Yes. Now Our Perfect Wedding is suiting that wedding. And yeah, it's now do or die, And did the wedding. But in my head, because I've always been a marketer, I've always been strategic in positioning myself, I decided to just wait for the right moment where I could see that the camera was facing me. And I said to people, if niyashada, this is my number, this is my social media handle, book me, I'm available to do your weddings. And by the grace of God, Our Perfect Wedding did not edit that out. They put it out there as it is. That episode, I still have a video of that episode. I keep it with me. I did a throwback Thursday. And that then created the social media Alfie then, because the whole country, Our Perfect Wedding had prime time slot between, I think it was 6
o'clock.
6 on Sundays, it was Sunday TV. If you're not watching Our Perfect Wedding, like, again, and not DSTV, really. It was a prime slot, and they put it up there and they said, and they have my handles down there and my number. From then onwards, I was just the wedding maestro. I would be moving from pillar to post, doing weddings all over the show. And that's been happening all along. And then only in 2021, we're still locked down, but there's room to play around. So if you think of the rise of TikTok, I think TikTok started in 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
COVID gave it.
Yes. So when we were all sat down, people just wanted to interact with each other, I didn't join the train in 2020 though. And it's so crazy because people think I started during 2020. I only started TikTok the following year, but
COVID.
Yes, yeah, you guys, are the leaders, and it wasn't even my intention to start a TikTok account. What happened during COVID, I did a lot of hiking and a lot of walking. I used to enjoy walking because I needed to be out, So one day I decided to take a long walk, very long walk. I don't realize how far in I'm gone. I don't have my phone with me because I didn't want to get mugged. Two, I don't have...
Was that location?
I'm in Centurion.
At your place?
Yeah. I'm in Centurion. But the side of Centurion that I walk, you need to know. You need to know that. So I'm now walking back with blisters. I decide to fill my tub with bubbles and coarse salt. And I sit there and I take my phone and I sat and I thought, yes, the reason why I'm walking is because by the time they open the doors again and they say we can go back into the world, I want to look so snatched with the proper body. So ngathi, the day umkhaba wami uphela.
Was that the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
The day umkhaba wami uphela. You guys are in so much trouble. So I'm talking about, when I finally lose my weight, you guys are going to see all of this, And I posted it on WhatsApp, and there was a huge app that was called WhatsApp GB. Ne?
Yeah.
What WhatsApp GB allowed you to do is that when somebody posts a status, you could just take it. You didn't need to request that video from someone. You can just download their status and be able to post it. Somebody downloaded that video, posted it on TikTok, and that video went viral. I don't have a TikTok account at this point. I don't even have a TikTok account. It went viral. I only see it the following week at work. All right? We're at work and it's on the news. We have an open plan system at work and there's a huge TV. It's on the news.
Who were you with? The National Park?
I was with South African National Parks at the time.
Yeah.
It's on the news. This guy, hilarious, the Doom Kabam.
It's on the news.
It's on the news. Mind you, I'm regional marketing and communications manager at Sand Parks. All right. So you understand that video of me in the tub and the space that I occupy in this office. So now it was like, look, that's you, you know. I'm like, oh my word. How did that get there, you know? So now I'm being called for interviews and all of that sort of stuff. And my friends were like,
You still don't have a TikTok account.
I still don't have a TikTok account. My friends were like, why don't you just create a TikTok account? If you are already on TikTok, why not? Because I mean, this is how you speak. This is who you are. Let's just see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Sharp. The next video I posted, so I created my account. The first video you see of me on TikTok, it was the 22nd of, it was the 22nd of August. Yes, 22nd of August. 2021. I am broke out of my mind. And I said, guys, ngicela sithandazeni bank account. I need prayers for that bank account, Oaks, because whatever's going on there is crazy. And that video trended. That video took over by storm. Was sitting on 2 million views in under 3 days. You know, it went viral. And I then started creating more and more. But when I realized that my account was now sitting on over 100,000 followers, I saw an opportunity because I realized this is a market now. These are individuals that are constantly, I mean, when I'd go quiet and not say anything to people, people would start asking, are you okay? Are you fine? We haven't heard from you. And I realized, okay, I've now created a tribe for myself. However, making jokes and making people laugh is not what I sell. What I sell is the experience of emceeing events. Then came through and I said to people, don't forget, I host events. Let me MC your next event. And from there, we haven't had a weekend to ourselves since.
But tell me something, right? Let's talk about the power of being hidden for a certain period. You know, somebody would see you in 2021 or whenever you started to blow up, right? Every weekend, you've got an event. And I mean, even now, kahle sends any favor. I say, Music Awards.
The Metro Awards.
He drove back. You went there yesterday and you came back just to be at this event and you're going back there. So that's how busy they are, right? So I want to talk about the power of being hidden. You know, a lot of people don't understand sometimes that there isn't a reason why you should be exposed too early.
Correct.
You know, and let's talk about what it means to you to have gone through that period where you were hidden. That period where your bank account needed prayers. That period where you were doing what you were doing and you were good at it, but it seemed as though it was not even being noticed. And at the same time, I'm sure you didn't get to marketing director of the market. Just like that. People don't even know about it, right? So take me through that period where in your life, it was as if you were hidden. You know when God anointed David,
sure,
right? And they said he's going to be king. But he's busy there with sheep, killing bears. Nobody is seeing all those things until he kills Goliath. And I think for you, your Goliath was that bathtub.
Sure.
No breaker.
Yes.
So take us through that.
So I always say this to my team. We do not, we don't do what we do out of desperation. I do what I do because it's what I love to do. And it's what I'm called to do. So in the time of me being hidden, I didn't realize I was hidden. For me, I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. In my head, it wasn't a thing. When I was doing what I was doing, at the time I was doing it at the scale at which I was supposed to be operating under. There's never been a point where I felt people are not seeing us. I wish more people would see us. I've always been a firm believer in being able to play with your toys before you're handed over appliances.
But you're in your 20s,
You know,
your teens. How did you know that?
I think, and I always say this, you will relate to this, Fatima will relate to this, or anyone who becomes a public figure or a well-known person. It's something I am willing to swear by. When you are going to become someone great one day, right? You may not necessarily know when, but it's something that you know. You can feel it in you, and that's why you become great. From when you are a child, you're playing with the other children, something whispers to you, there's something different about you, right? You sometimes may not necessarily know how to define it, or you do not know what that voice is, or sometimes you think you're lying to yourself, or like you as Chela, whatnot. Even people around you will say, hey, when you was out when you was Chela, you know, because even the people around you can see it. You know, sometimes you may delay in seeing it, but everyone around you will pick up with different. And it's much nicer if you pick it up soon enough. Say, I'm different. So what then happens is that you are not aware. You may not necessarily know when it's going to happen. The timing is what you don't know. But you know, at some point, there's a space and then there's an office that I have to occupy. So at no point was I feeling as though, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or it's just not working, or people are not seeing us, or all of that sort of stuff. I just knew at the where I am right now, what I'm supposed to do is what I'm supposed to be doing. And at the right time, things just happen. And that's my mantra. At the right time, the Lord will make it happen. It's only at the right time. And I am so confident that my time is coming. And that's why I'm able to say to people, we were talking this morning, when I want to work with you, or when I occupy a space, and if I identify something and it resonates with me, I like that. So I'll come to you boldly and I'll tell you, hi, I'm going to MC your event one day. It can take 2 years. It can take 10. But I've set it out there and I put it out there in motion. And if it's in motion, the wheels start turning to make sure that it happens. So I then need to be consistent at this time while I've manifested you, because you are now on my manifestation board. But I need to be consistent. So when grace bumps into opportunity, then we see something magical happen to say, whoa, now is the right time. So, and that's where the disconnect is. We manifest something. Zoe millionaire. Mina. Zoe millionaire. Okay, what are you doing towards that?
Yeah.
Are you associating with the right people? Are you working with are you reading the right books? Are you consuming the right content? Are you sharpening your craft while you wait to become a millionaire? Because you build until that one day. And sometimes you may not necessarily even, while you're building, it's not a thing on which you're building 100K, 200K. Sometimes my mentor and strategist always said that he's going to run a business that has a turnover of over 200 million rands. And he's going to employ, by the time he's 35, he's going to employ over 10,000 people. He was saying this with a team of 4 people when he put it out there. And now he's 34 years old and 8 months at the time, right? 34 and 8 months is realizing, this is not working. I said by the time I'm 35, this is what I'm going to be doing. But he's diligent. And then it so happened that an organization that he was consulting for said, actually, we need you as a partner because we really need your skill in-house. They signed him off. He now is a director in a company that employs 12,000 people with a turnover of over 300 million at 34 and 8 months, with 4 months to spare from the target of 35. But he was intentional to say, at 35, I will employ 10,000 people and I will be in a business that has a turnover of 2. He knew, but he had to work towards it in order to realize it. And that's what we don't do. One, we're too timid to dream big.
Yeah.
You know, we sort of shy away from being audacious with our requests, you know, and that's why then when you bump into a person like a witness, you're like, I serious right now, you know, because it's audacious people like that who make audacious and bold statements to say, I want that and I'm going to occupy that space. That's mine, you know, and they work towards it. Just last night, I texted Fatima, said, Fatima, we need to start. Our paths are crossing too many times now. I've now received the signal because I pay attention, and that's why I say I run on intuition. I pay attention to say, why am I seeing this face so many times? You are coming into my vision too many times. That means there's something you and I are supposed to work on, you know?
Yeah.
When I kept on seeing, I wasn't following you, but I kept on seeing your posts. And when I see your post, I'm engaged. You know, it's not just another video that I scroll from. I'm engaged. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let's listen. Because there are a lot of people who talk about money. And there are a lot of people who tell you how to make money. And there are so many people who have got these, how to make 10,000 rands in a week, how to do this on e-commerce, there's so much information out there. But I was engaged. I was like, okay, I'm interested in what he has to say. And the more your videos keep popping up, I realized, there's something that we're going to be doing with this gentleman. So I decided to put out an audacious statement. Fats and I are not seeing each other for the first time. Last year, I was hosting a slot for a TV show, guest presenting on One Gospel, and she was at the Empower Women conference, and I bumped
Masini.
Yes, with Masini,
Yeah.
who's been somebody who's just seen the light in me for the longest time.
Phenomenal gent.
Incredible
Shout out to
individual.
him.
Sure. So when I bumped into Fats, I don't know, Fats just gave me a hug. I'm like different, you know? And we've stayed in contact since. But it was only last night when I said to him, Fats, I think I'm ready for my mind now.
So tell me something, right? When you were going about your journey of emceeing at the time, what else were you working on that allowed you to eventually be in other spaces before the space that you are in now? I mean, I know you were with the Sandparks and you're occupying a position of influence when it comes to the marketing department. Before you got there, what were the steps that you took? Because, a lot of people look at people and say, probably got lucky. And what you're explaining now, I don't hear luck. I don't hear you say, I hear grace, yes. But you said when grace meets preparation.
Yes.
All right. So meaning there was work that was being done. Can you take us through that?
So people will find it hard to believe in as much as our weekends are busy with us emceeing and all of that sort of stuff. One thing I've always been a firm believer on is if you want to go work with someone or you want to go work for something, just go tell them. There's a tweet I once I put out and I said, some people don't know that they want to work with you. They just need a nudge in the right direction. They just need a little, Manuela, in the right direction, So I spend a lot of time seeking out places where I see that I would add value there. I sit and my manager will tell you, I'll wake up at 3 a.m. like we need to contact this person, But while I'm doing that, I'm also trying to perfect my craft in what I'm doing and also showing people me sharpening this iron. With the South African National Parks, I also got that job by grace. But in as much as I had my 9 to 5 in what I was doing, I realized there was a lot of traveling throughout the parks, There was a lot of traveling throughout the parks. And I said, okay, Sap, now we're traveling. Why don't we take pictures of the parks that we go to, take pictures of the road, write about it, I decided to start writing articles, short form articles, just putting them out there. I'm now a contributor on a magazine, a very big magazine at that. I have a column, a travel and a lifestyle column, because somebody picked it up and said, "Hi, Wayne, you write as well?" And people act like that when they see that side of me, because it's just something I choose not to talk about. Because at the right time, when it's time for that to be in the limelight, it will be at the right time. But right now, still sharpening the iron.
So the know-how and the skill to know what should be out there and what shouldn't be out there, and at what time it should be out there, that cannot be grace alone.
It can't.
Yeah.
It can't. It's strategy. It's
And at what
strategy.
point did you say, at what age, at what point did you realize there's certain things I'm going to put out there and there are others I'm not going to put out there, no matter what the temptation is?
Sure.
Because
Sure.
all he does is make jokes. What does
Babalaza.
he Babalaza. But at the same time, you know what you're capable of and other stuff that you're working on. You look at it as a thing by again.
Sure. I don't think there was like a specific age. Ne? Yeah. Something strong.
Hallelujah.
So I don't think there was a specific age or time where I was just like, this is now when I know when to put out there. But I think it was lessons where I spoke too soon or I put it out there too soon. I still suffer from that. I get excited like when there's something that's happening and I can see, we're about to get to that. I get excited and it's happening. And sometimes it's not even the right time, sometimes not the right time.
Right.
So I've now learned to just be quiet until I've signed on the dotted line. And until it's germinated and it's grown, that seed is now living a life of its own. Then I decide to speak about it. One of the most typical examples, if you remember in 2019, in November, there was a gentleman who proposed to his wife at a KFC.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember that, yeah.
And then he was bashed on social media. And they said to him, "Hey, why would you propose at a KFC? Whatnot. Turns out that gentleman had been married to that lady for 7 years. All right.
Oh, that married traditionally.
Yeah. No, they had a white wedding, right? But he was just recreating the moment because when he met her at a KFC 7 years ago.
Wow.
So he was recreating that moment with his wife to say, I've taken our rings, they went and got polished, and I'm presenting you the ring again at the KFC where we met. Wow. But because South Africans are South Africans, they attacked him on social media. However, while seeing all of this, I'm seeing this, people thought it was a proposal. I'm seeing all of this in the evening. And yet again, I was in the bathtub in the morning.
Hey, I tell you bathtub.
Because, and I'll tell you why.
Is that why you gather your...
When I'm in water, I'm in my superpower. I need you to ask. But there's a safety that water affords me. And I can spend up to 3 hours in the bathtub. I'm either replying to emails, I'm following up on invoices, I'm creating concepts for the next video or for the next campaign that we're going to be working on. I'm doing a proposal and whatnot. That's just me.
That's your meditation.
Yeah, that's my meditation space where I'm now trying to look at the bird's eye view. So I'm now seeing this, scrolling on Twitter, I'm seeing this and I tweet, guys, can somebody give me the contact details? Because you know why? Positioning. When I see a proposal, I see a wedding. And when I see a wedding, it needs an MC.
Sure. Aye. That's powerful. Say that again. When you see a proposal, you see a wedding.
When I saw a proposal,
yeah,
I saw a wedding.
Yeah.
And when I see a wedding, it needs an MC.
There is one step by step.
It needs an MC.
Yeah.
Anytime you see it's like in a tent, just know there's an event somewhere. That tent is going to be pitched somewhere. And if there's a tent that's going to be pitched somewhere, they need an MC. They need somebody who's just going to give them direction. And for me, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to MC that wedding for them. All right. So somebody sends me they DM me his contact numbers. Babu Mkhwanazi, his name. Babu Mkhwanazi, I saw your proposal lapha no mama, whatnot. I said, no, actually it's not a proposal. We've been married for 7 years, no mama. I was just giving her the rings again. And it's, oh, okay. Are you guys gonna do a young celebration, Yana Baba? But we don't have money. Like, people saw us at a KFC brand and took a picture, and now it's all over social media. It was just our intimate moment. We were not planning anything. And I said to him, okay, if I were to go back on Twitter, because now I have a presence on Twitter, if I go back to Twitter and I ask them to create a wedding for us, are you keen on us creating a wedding for you guys?
Yeah.
And I said, we need 4 things to create a wedding. You need a dress, you need a venue, you need a cake, you need a suit. Those are the 4 things you need.
And you need an MC. No?
Oh, yeah. But those 4, well, 5, it doesn't matter what we ate.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many guests were there. It just matters the bride was wearing a dress, a nice dress at that. The suit was there for the groom. We were in a venue, whether it's a courthouse, whether it's a hotel or a stadium venue. And then there was a cake, because our wedding is a cake, you know. So I then said, okay, Sab, let's create a wedding. And I went back on Twitter and I said, guys, this gentleman wants a wedding. Let's create a wedding for this lady and gentleman. I'm gonna MC it, of course. Let's go. We changed the hashtag from KFC proposal to KFC wedding.
I remember, yeah.
That hashtag became a global sensation. I was fielding interviews from CNBC, from ABC, BBC. I had to wake up at 2 a.m. because the time difference in a different country in the US is different from here.
So you went from MC to spokesperson?
Because now we are running with this hashtag. It's me, it's Dr. Cindy Van Zyl, who is late. I'm sure you know her, Fats. Dr. Cindy Van Zyl passed away. She was a good friend of mine. And a gentleman called Joe Human.
Yes, I know Joe.
You know Joe Human.
Joe. He wears a hat like...
Yes. He actually inspired me to wear hat.
I can see that.
three individuals, and each of them with their different... I mean, at the time, Dr. Cindy, if you still go on Twitter today, people still speak of Dr. Cindy even today.
Sure.
About the power of her threads, you know, threads, not threats, threads, you know. She was just a wall of information, putting out information. And what then happened was that we got that hashtag running. And in the morning, we decided, actually, let's go and see this couple. I called Joe. I was meeting Joe for the first time that day also.
Wow.
Joe, I'm going to collect you at Marlborough's Cloud train station. We're going to Espugeng. That's where they live. We drove there, got to that KFC. And we said to him, we're going to be in that KFC in the next 30 minutes. Let's meet over there. We met there, and that's the big picture. So there's a big picture of us and the couple, and there's a KFC branding behind us. That was the picture that took over everything by storm. Okay, so now all of this is happening, and KFC then came on board, and KFC was like, okay, guys, wait. We can't just, you know...
Sit on the sidelines.
Brands are now contributing. I mean, you had De Beers Mine give them a diamond. You had people, Standard Bank gave money. Brands came in. It literally was something that took the world by storm. All right. But KFC had to now create structure, you know, to say, okay, sharp, you know. But at the time, now we are getting impatient now. KFC, what's going on? You know, why are we not in the meetings and whatnot? And it just became a debacle. And KFC was like, there must be structure, guys. It's a corporate thing because our name is on it.
Yeah.
And we're an international brand. You know, we can't just... But because the timing was not right, at the time, I didn't end up emceeing the KFC wedding because I also got annoyed. It's not happening quick enough. You know, I even did a thread mad at KFC. You know, we were able to resolve our issues. I remember the head of brand at the time is somebody who then worked with me afterwards. But we had a clash and was like, it was happening too soon. I was like, but I also am corporate. I have to manage all of these issues. I have to manage global. I have to manage all of this sort of stuff, Unfortunately, that conversation was not happening fast enough for you because we're not in your head. You're now seeing all of these brands like, most we can do this reading by Saturday. Standard Bank gave us 200,000, man. Come on, And
I want to MC and get paid.
How, So then I didn't end up emceeing that wedding, but in 2019 already, I had made a global hashtag and our face was all over. But it was not the right time. It was just not the right time for me to be all up in everyone's face. It wasn't the right time. And I was okay with it. It hurt, it stung. It really stung. With Yawala, didn't play your cards right. But at the right time, it's fine. Well, it will happen at the right time.
Remember that tap that you felt when you were 16? The one that tapped you and said, the sensation that you are feeling right now, you must chase it for the rest of your life. Do you think that was, obviously between me and you, we both know it was God, right?
Sure.
God's hand. But do you think it was him saying, focus on your gift, you found it?
It's literally that. Because I've always known that I am a Sipho. My name is Sipho Alphi Mkhwanazi.
What does Alpheus mean?
It means a centurion, and it means the first of many. The leader of
that is the first of many.
And it also then in Greek, Alpheus is a water god. He manipulates the waters and calls the tides.
But up, guys, remember this.
And it's a name I hated. I hated that name until I went to go Google what that name meant.
Wow.
And then I realized, actually, these are characters that I've been flowing in all my life. I just didn't know which this is it. So there's also so much power in a name, in what you name yourself and in what you name things, But let me not digress.
You were right. You're on the right.
I'll get to it. So that tap on the shoulder definitely was God's voice, but it also changed my way of thinking because I've always wanted to be somebody who makes a good living. I've always wanted to be comfortable. I don't want to be rich. I want to be comfortable. Unfortunately, I have expensive tastes.
You can't own a mine and not be rich. You must change your mind.
But you
must fix it.
But you see, that's the thing. So, and
you can't be comfortable owning a mine. You must be rich. Unless you don't want to own a mine.
But that's the thing. Being rich is very subjective. You see, we see being rich in a different... My comfort level and the lifestyle that I want to live needs me to have a mine.
Okay.
You see,
that's a good comeback.
So the lifestyle I want to live needs me to own a mine. But I could be rich in someone else's eyes, or somebody else may look at me and go, "Are you still a small boy? You just have a mine. You're still a small boy." You get what I'm saying? So, where was I? I was talking about the tap on the shoulder. Yeah. A lot of us look at the likes of a Witness, property mogul. Or we'll look at Vusi Thembekwayo, say, venture capitalist, and we'll see people, and it's like, oh, okay, Sab, if you want to make a success out of yourself, you have to get into property, you have to get into farming, you have to get into mining. No, you have to get into you. You have to get into you. You
must get into you.
Yeah, you are the driving force of what is going to make you a success one day. And when you tap into what you have been given and what you have, I have the power to speak. You see, my voice is my engine. That's when I'm doing that, I will always be well taken care of. So I then realized if I use my power to do what I'm doing and then turn it into the right vehicle, because in as much as I'm a content creator, I don't treat myself as just another content creator, whatnot. And I remember when we had our first poster out, it said social media sensation.
Yeah.
And I texted Witness and I was like, can we please just change that title? Because for me, a sensation is time bound. You feel the sensation and it leaves. What I'm trying to create is a legacy. So I'm not a sensation. I'm not somebody who's making us happy now.
It can be a lifetime sensation.
And maybe you can actually. Yes, maybe you can. You know. But I'm like, hey, let's just change that wording. But I treat myself as an SMME. You know, and that's why I have a team that takes care of various aspects of the business, because I see myself as a business. So us doing this, it doesn't just end at me talking about ipapalaza and whatnot. And somebody asked me a question just this morning, Wuti, when you post about ipapalaza, are you actually hungover or is it just content? Like, there are days where I'm not even hungover, but because I know what my audience is looking for at a specific time, I give my audience that.
So you give them what they want.
Yeah, give them what they want.
Really business strategy. Give people what they want.
Yes.
Oh, so
and that's the one way you will always make sales, because we then want to come up with all of these ideas and whatnot, and it's just not relevant to me.
And people are saying, why are you giving us this, Alfie?
Like,
What's Papala's?
Yeah, you know, if Papala's content is what works for you, but you have a bigger vision in mind, you know, you have a bigger
So
plan
you
in
still
mind.
give them what they want?
Still give
while
them
working on the bigger.
Well, and you then also, I was actually thinking about this morning, but the content creation is actually so sales driven, and influencer marketing, it's sales. You are a salesperson, and a lot of people don't see it as that, because you are selling an experience. You are selling a feeling that no one else can give. I get Komunyu Alfie. There is no other Alfie. But in you selling your Babala's content, you then need to figure out what is, because this is the Babala's content is the carrot to get them to be able to sell them what you actually have to offer. I'm an MC, but if me getting to your event means I have to make you giggle a little bit so that you are softer, there. So I'll give you that Babala's content, and it's so interesting because it's on your status, it's on WhatsApp, it's in the family group, everyone is talking about it. And then it's like, actually, why don't we have this guy over when man is graduating, you know? Or it's something we're discussing in the boardroom. Our year-end function is taking place. Actually, why don't we have him over? You don't realize I've given you a carrot, but what I've actually now done is that you have now given me money for value that I'm going to give to you, because dingling, dingling, dingling.
That's very smart, because what I've seen with content creators, right? A guy starts out, he's making people laugh, but then he realizes that maybe the making people laugh is not really who I am. Mm-hmm. I want to do the serious stuff. Mm. But the mistake I've seen them make is they abandoned what made people follow them in the first place.
Yeah.
And they now focus on being serious. And people are like, no, but Auntie, why are you serious?
We don't know this person.
We don't know this guy. So how did you overcome that temptation not to let go of the funny Alfie and focus on the serious emceeing? Because it's quite a temptation to say, but guys, take me seriously now. I'm an MC. But still be able to say, oh, but let's dangle that carrot. I think that's a nice balance.
Because of the background of schooling that I did brand communication. So I know.
When you're AAA?
I was at Vega.
At Vega, okay.
Yeah. I did brand communications, you know. So I know how to position a brand.
You see, you guys are going onto social media and competing with experts. People have gone to school and studied how to manipulate minds when they do their content. You saying, I'm going to leave school and be a content creator. Okay, it's fine. You'll be competing with experts. That's what people don't understand. You don't just do certain things. Nothing just happens.
It doesn't just happen. But also, it's a matter of what I think my understanding and knowledge of how brands work has helped me so much in what I do, because I'm able to do a balancing act. For the longest time, people did not. It's actually I see how wide open everyone's eyes are, which he actually can be serious. Like, you know, what? You know, because when people bump into me, they expect that, you know, they expect that. And then when you see me in person, like, actually, there's a brain there, you know, why are serious Gandaga? Because that's actually who I am. But I'm able to then position what I do and then also still sell in the way that I would position my content. So, for example, there's a video of mine where I said, I'm an booking for my event doing. It's one of my pinned TikTok thingies. It's in the same style of delivery, but it's selling a different message. It even has my email address right at the bottom, Lapayan, you know? So you are captured by the style of delivery. It's still the same person. It's still the same Alfie, but he's bringing a different hue to himself. Last year, we did the Metro FM Awards, Black Carpet, and hosted them. That was probably one of the best gigs I've done because to me, I was like, oh my word, they are able to see beyond the humor. They're able to see beyond the theatrics and able to see what actually there's a creative there. But you have to do it with tact, with positioning, with okay, sharp. And as much as you see the comedian, but there's an underlying tone of seriousness. You can see that underlying tone of seriousness. And then what you then do is, once you've been given that opportunity and you've been taken seriously, make sure that you document it because people must also see that side of you. And that's the problem. We don't then document our work. We don't show people what we do, essentially. So you want us to support this product that you are selling to us, all right?
Actually,
you want us...
put it this way.
Yeah. You know, so you want us to support this product that you are selling. However, you now have not shown us how this product is made. Why is this product beneficial to us? What's going on? You can still make us laugh, but using this product that you are dangling in us. And then what we do, we associate that feeling when we buy this product. We associate it with the feeling with, oh, I'm drinking this product or I'm consuming this product. Well, Alfie makes me laugh when I think of it. And that is that connect, which people then fail to establish. So I see a lot of content creators, you can see, okay, this person is making us laugh and whatnot, but then they do a switch. Always just introduce what you want to introduce to us in small increments. Where people are like sheep. You train people, you show people, you train people, you train people, you train people. And that's why now, yes, I am serious. You will see me doing serious events, but it's very rare for you to see me serious in my content because I'm slowly conditioning your minds. And then by the time I've now built a tribe, they now understand the different hues of Alfie. They know what that wasn't a joke, actually. He wants to be booked. Yes, he wants to be booked, you know. So it's just a matter of positioning yourself and knowing what okay, sharp. While they are laughing, and it's tagged all the time. On Monday morning, if you go to my TikTok page, algorithm is what I've set up for myself. Monday morning, I get you laughing. With weekend begins Halan. Tuesday, I give you branded content where I'm working with a client or a partner. You're still laughing on Monday. When you go on Tuesday, you're still excited. You engage with that content. That ups my numbers so that I go back to brand and say, look at the value that I gave you. On Wednesday, I'm telling you, man, guys, book me, man. Book me. So there's that line of, it's almost like an emotional roller coaster that you take with Alfie, because I've now shown you, Guti, hi, we're still friends. We're laughing. 2, I need you to assist me here. Comment here so that this does well, so I can get another campaign to work on. But now let's start working on your events. What are you doing? What are you doing? And
why do I have a feeling that you wouldn't have been able to do all of this had you not studied the degree that you studied? Why do I feel like it forms part of this entire equation?
I think that the degree that... and I actually think so. And let me tell you, the education will definitely give you access. Education will give you enlightenment. Ne? However, I think your gift can take you way further.
Your gift, but the gift without the strategy, the gift without the management,
Sure.
then becomes a gift that is just a gift that
Sure.
keeps on giving
Sure.
without control.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of people that are just giving, and
Yes.
not getting anything.
Anything. Exactly. And then
they're just as talented as you are, but they haven't found a way to structure that gift for the gift to be monetized. If you go on TikTok, those kids are talented,
brilliant.
but you can tell there's no strategy.
Yes.
There's no plan. So that's why I'm asking, I asked that question deliberately to nudge your mind, especially for the young ones that are watching, right? Everything that you and I do, most of the time there's intention behind
Sure.
it, right? So there's a friend of mine at the Black Management Forum, and one of the top guys there. I had invited him to speak at one of our events. Then he comes to me and says, "Witness, why do you write books? I know you as I've always known you as a property guy." Then I met him recently. Podcast ya whole. Now meme.
I see.
So now it's the same guy saying, "Why am I not on your platform?"
So
But when the platform started, the same guy was saying, "Why are you doing this thing?" But I didn't take it personally because I understand the power of marketing. I studied marketing.
so
So I know that a podcast or a platform literally gives you attention.
exactly.
And attention can be converted to man. And patala ngugzala.
Facts.
Fact,
You're right.
So it's the same thing that I'm posing back to you to say the strategy and way you do things, right, speaks to the fact that your parents or whoever paid for your education gave you a skill that you are now using to manage the gift.
Correct.
So that's why I'm saying, let's take out that gift and tell me, would it still be the same, or would it be Alfie just doing what Alfie loves?
You're actually spot on. It would remain there, which is just what Alfie loves. And because I actually studied what I studied, I realized while I was working and still being able to do what I was doing. So while I was at Sandparks, the TikTok account kept growing.
Because you didn't start on TikTok. You worked for the Sandparks. Without the degree, you wouldn't be
exactly
the job that you had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in as much as I was making people laugh and whatnot, it was only when I was at Sandparks and I realized that actually knowing what I know, this is what I've done with the Sandparks brand. This is what I've done with this brand. This is what I've done with that brand. Why can't I do that with my brand? And it's the education. The education then showed me, because I then looked at, okay, what are the risks? What is it worth it? But also the gift keeps nudging, because the gift kept on saying, "Hey, Baba, you are supposed to go work with people. Yours is to make people smile, and yours is to give the gift of laughter to people. Go figure out a way to do it." But you can't
chase
do that.
the sensation.
Yeah, yes, chase that sensation, But Sandparks is not going to be able to give you that. You're doing a brilliant job here. It's great, but your horizons are much huger, And on the 31st of March, 2021, I said, Sandparks, thank you so much, guys. That's been amazing.
2021.
During COVID, while people were struggling, didn't know whether their salaries would come, whether or not you are still employed. So many people lost so many jobs, so many opportunities. People had to sell their houses. But that was when I was I was being sanya, honestly, now that I think about it. But I had to sanya and leave what was comfortable to me with no plan and no gig waiting for me, No gig waiting for me, but I said, I'm going to take a jump because I'm being driven by this gift. And if I know what I know, Wuti, if I'm in what I'm supposed to be doing and being the gift that I am, I'll always be well taken care of. Look at God.
Sure. Your gift will make room for you.
It will.
And bring you amongst important.
It will.
And so that's Proverbs what, 16? So you said something quite powerful when it comes to your area of gifting.
So,
One of the things that your gift does for you is create attention
yes.
for you. And people, you know, when we're growing up, people will say, yes, we turn the attention.
So,
And that would seem like a bad thing. But right now, at the age where we are in, you and I both know that you can't be making the money you're making without attention.
correct.
It is the attention
It's the
that
attention.
now brings you to the right people. But without the gift,
Yeah.
you don't get the attention.
Correct.
So what has been mentally for you, what has been the link between attention and meeting the right people? I mean, I don't think you would have met Fetz anywhere else, right?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I would have met her anywhere else as well. It was the gift placing me in a certain room where she would be.
Yes. Yes. That's a tricky one because sometimes attention can be addictive. And in some instances, we use attention for the wrong reasons. We don't know. There's an age-old, you would know this. Not all PR is good PR. You know, just because you are in everyone's face, it doesn't mean it's the right time or you should be in people's faces. You know, it's having to decipher and discern, is this the attention that is working for me or the attention that I should be getting at the time and using it to my advantage? Because that's another thing. Sometimes you'll get attention and do nothing with it. You know, just as you had mentioned, there are so many other content creators who are doing so well, but they're not using that attention and that attention wave to actually turn that into monetary, ways of making money or and all of that sort of stuff. So it's a tricky sort of plane to navigate because it's a thing with, okay, Sap, how do I use this attention? Here, Bato. How do I use...
I'm giving you attention.
How do I use this attention to my advantage? You know, so you must be very tactful because, and sometimes you will want the attention, but you're not ready for the attention. You know, sometimes you will be placed on a platform and it's not yet the right time. And unfortunately, you find yourself then embarrassing yourself because you went at the wrong time because you turned the attention. So it's a matter of knowing the balance. Is this the right time for this? And now that it's the right time, okay, Sharp. There was a lady who came to me and said, I want you to promote my product on your TikTok. And I said to her, are you sure? Because now when I say to my people, Siyahamba manje, we are going to the union buildings and we're going to mess things up, my people do that because they like me, they follow me, and they support me. We're a family, we're a tribe. Are you sure? She said, yes, I'm sure. I put up her product. She did not even have enough units that she had created.
I mean,
she was on a huge backlog and she now couldn't deliver to those people because she's now created a demand but can't meet it. At same scene, but you can't meet the demand of the
kill the business.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So it's always knowing the right sort of balance. Which, okay, Sharp, I'm trying to get a specific gig. So in some instances, let's say there's a huge show coming up, all right? And I can see, okay, it's happening in September. Between around August, May, that's when they're deciding who the host is for that show. What do? Stir up attention. Shut the internet down. Now everyone is talking, who is that guy with the beard? Man, who's that guy with the beard? Oh, okay, he's actually really funny. Do you guys know that he's an MC? Yeah. Oh, we've got something coming up in September. Actually, do you think he would do it? Let's just chat to him. Let's hear. Already you now have a foot in the door. Created attention because you know what the vision is. You know where you're going. So you stir up that attention. Have everyone now talking about you. By the time whether they come to you first or you go to them first, you're able to say, hey, I see, now imagine abantu bakhuluma ngami at your event. How beautiful would that be? Now you've created that attention. It's now an easy road in because you know how to work on attention. So like Alfie, in as much as you see Alfie talking about abo papalas and whatnot. No one will ever bump into me at Groove. Have you noticed that
we don't go to Groove, so we haven't.
Millionaires, pela. Millionaires, nakamarti people. But so when I spoke about the
but
video,
I saw a video of you.
So I'm getting to that.
Shimza's thing.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
So when I shot the Konka video, I was at Konka for 45 minutes. I wasn't there for the entire evening. Right. I was there for 45 minutes. Why? Because I realized I do weddings, I do corporate functions. I don't do Groove and I don't do concerts and big shows. I need that market. How do I get that market? Where? And who's talking about a place the most? Konka. Everyone is talking about Konka. I'm not a person who will always be at Groove. When I'm at Groove, it's because you invoice or you land the invoice.
Yeah.
It's either you invoice or you land the invoice. So I said, let's go to Konka. What I did at Konka, decided to take little shots and moments of me at Konka. We shot that thing. I shot it myself on my phone. The shots, all of that stuff. The next morning, packaged it, guys, a little app, did a cute little 1-minute reel. Yo, guys, Konka is incredible. So now you see me having fun at Konka, having seen me doing weddings. You thought I was inaccessible to you, but now you've seen me at Konka. Literally the next week, Konka was like, Alfie, the next time you come here, just let us know in time. We're willing to just make sure when you are sorted and you're fine, whatnot. Because exactly created that attention, you know. And now I'm able to MC the likes of what have we done? We've done the exclusive White Checker Craig. We've been to Shimza's. We've been to PH because they know which we're gonna get a vibe when we're there. And I know when I'm going to Shimza's thing. I'm not going to Shimza's thing because I'm going to pop my bodlela lapayan. Shimza has got ikunya happening in Kenya as we speak. If I am able to show Shimza value, to say, Shimza, look at what happens when I come to your thing, all right? Let's go to Kenya together. I'm now no longer Alfie, the MC, or say Malahleni.
Maran, niyabhala phansi. Petsa my pen. Are you guys writing down? Don't miss this thing, guys. There are valuable stuff that he's saying.
So now what then happens is that the second I do anything outside the borders of South Africa, be it Swaziland, Lesotho, Swaziland and Lesotho are within the the second I did something else, I immediately called myself Alfie the international MC.
It's international.
It's international, is it not? It's in a different country. It's international. So now I'm able to position. You don't know which nation I went to. I could have been to Orania. I could have been to, but the fact that I crossed a South African border to go do work in a different country, that qualifies me as an international MC. To what scale, we don't know. Now, somebody in the UK looking at this Alfie says, oh, okay, he's done international work. And what international is to them is different from what international was when I was doing that gig.
Swaziland,
3 hours. 3 hours, which sometimes we are quite a step in passport, you know. So, but positioning is so important because you propose value because you can see the avenues that a person is playing in. You see, I didn't know what I'll have access to a mining expert had it not been for you. You understand? Now, these people who are sitting here, all of these people are either in business or trying to get into business or anything of that nature. They are working for government. You made them raise their hands. Who's working for a business? Who's running a business? The next year in function, is 5 la awam.
Put it out there.
Access and positioning. So when you position yourself correctly,
Nathi kunama sponsor wethu khona.
exactly. And I'm one of them.
I'm putting it out there.
I'm gonna be one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be one of them. You know, so that sort of stuff then plays. It takes into play. You need to be then strategic in where you place yourself. I'm not necessarily a person who goes to groove. Honestly, young shaya groove like it's terrible. But I know that market is a market that works, and it's a market that is great. I mean, one of the biggest gigs I've done was at a 16,000 seater venue. A 16,000 seater venue, and I was emceeing that thingy, and I was introducing some of the best artists in the country. I was Java, Sonke. It was a huge event, but I couldn't get that event until people see me in a social and groove setting to say, actually, no, it's not just to umfundisi or umamsbosh or whatnot. He actually can handle a groove environment. Let's give him that opportunity. And once I got given that opportunity, I documented it, and made sure that people saw the MC for that event was this person. And that's why we've been able to do the events like the South African Music Awards. We've done the Summers. We did the Metro FM Awards. We're back again to present an award at the Metro FM Awards, because now those decision makers in those offices can see he's not just another TikToker making people laugh. He's not just another person who was he actually can command an audience and be able. I mean, the fact that I have 2 TV shows under my belt is still so bizarre to me, because I don't have any TV experience. But when people then see podcasts like these, they're like, it's thing. Because in as much as my content is in Zulu, but when I get the opportunity to show a different hue of myself, you will definitely see it. I'm not in bed. From time to time. Surprise. So that's sort of, you then, because now you've now positioned yourself strategically. There's a decision maker watching and looking and saying, I wasn't sure about him, but I'll give him that opportunity. And all you need is one opportunity. When you get that one opportunity, you use it. Even if it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, and maybe you make a mistake, or you trip over your feet, it's okay. You got your foot in the door, and they must know you got there. You stood on business and you delivered.
What do these words mean to you? The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity. The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity.
It's time-based. It's time-based. If you want to do something, and if there's a place that you're supposed to go to, you have an open window. It's an open window or a portal that you can go into in order to be able to get that done. Because opportunities are like ideas. They are energy. They are time-based. And energy will come, an idea will come. If you don't use it, it bounces off to somebody else. If you don't explore that idea, it bounces to someone else, because it's energy. It goes away, it's appreciated. You understand? So if you do not seize that opportunity at the right time, unfortunately, you will have to wait for another portal. You look at individuals like Abo Tyler, for example. See whether she planned it or she didn't plan it. But there was an open window, which this song is doing well. Why don't we try to position it and feed it into those global markets? She's now sitting with a Grammy at the age of 21. 21.
Yeah.
Because at the right time, she decided to fire her arrow in the portal, because that opportunity was for that lifetime, but it's time-based. It's time-based. So even the ideas that you have and you keep on delaying it, had I not jumped from Sandparks at that time, I don't think I'd be saying the story that I'm saying now. But I felt, hey, it's now time. In as much as I didn't have a plan, I didn't know what I was going to do next, or how I was going to pay my car that next month. But it's time. It's time. Will somebody catch us when we jump over the cliff? We don't know, but we just know it's time. It's almost like labor. Your body just knows it's now time. You may not, whether it's now time. It needs to happen now. So I think that's another thing that we struggle with, because we have all of these bubbling ideas, but if you don't take advantage of them at the right time, unfortunately, you may not necessarily live to tell the tale.
Sure. So that camera there is yours, right?
Yeah.
There might be a young guy, young lady in any part of the world. Could be in South Africa, it could be in Kenya, could be in Angola, could be in the US. That young black boy looking at you saying, Nyaguzo, but I don't even know what my gift is. And there was no hand that came on me. So I've never felt anything telling me this is your gift. What do you have to say to that young person? Look at them in the eye and talk to them.
Young person. There are things that we do out of ease, absolute ease, where you feel as though in as much as you're doing something, there is no effort that you're applying, because it's just who you are. There are people who sing out of ease. There are people who speak out of ease. There are people who write out of ease. There are people who strategize, come up with incredible ideas out of ease. You just need to know what is it that you do out of ease that makes you feel very happy when you do it, exceptionally happy when you do it, and then figure out a way with how can I take this feeling of doing what I'm doing out of ease, this feeling of feeling so good when I'm doing what I do, and then adding the last dimensional element, which how can I monetize out of it? I've said to my mom says, Sipho Tongo, you're always asleep. Like, you can't always be asleep. And I said to my mom, one day I'm going to make money from my bed. Because I love sleeping. I love being in bed. I love being in bed. I like being in bed, resting and asleep, because I'm a ball of energy. So when I get time to rest, I get time to rest. And 90% of the videos that you will see of Alfie
in bed,
I'm sitting in bed. I could be talking about the biggest brand in the world. I've done work for Fanta, Coke. I'm now contracted with Savannah. I can literally create an entire campaign in my covers because I just love sleeping, So I figured out that way, I do this out of ease. I speak out of ease. You can wake me up at 3, hey, Baba, we have to go to that event and Bafunu MC Manj. I don't care. Maybe they are going to sacrifice someone. I don't know, because what would happen at 3 a.m.? I have no idea. But they need an MC and they need you to go speak. Okay, sup, let's go. I don't need to prepare. Let's do it. I do it out of ease. I do it out of comfort. And I also feel good in doing it. How can we then figure out a way to make money from it? And once you get there, we can't stop you. We cannot. We absolutely cannot stop you. When you, in as much as you're a property mogul and you're doing what you do, your gift and what you like to do is to empower and to share knowledge. You do it out of ease. Now, witness, you bump into my engine. He's got a word for you. He's got, Chana, we must do this. Always got an advice for you. He does it out of ease. You understand? Now that you do it out of ease, it also feels good when you empower someone else. When you pull another person out of a pit, it feels good to you. I've impacted 200 people to tell them, guys, it's not just about money. It's not just about property. It's not just about this. So you've now found this. You do it out of ease, the impartation of knowledge and speaking to people. 2, you also now understand Uguti. What's the second aspect? You enjoy the sensation of doing it. And what are you doing? Getting people to pay to come see you, getting people to buy your book, there's now a monetary element to it. Now it just works because we don't need to beg you. Witness, Mfethu, you need to wake up. We need to record another episode. If anything, you're up before all of us. And you now have the next idea, which actually, no, I think our seminars, people are not getting enough knowledge. Let's now add this element. Let's now do this. Let's now do that, because yours is to empower people, right? Spread knowledge, and you get an excitement from that. But then you add the element of being able to monetize out of it. And it's a winning strategy. It's worked for, you can look at Oprah, you can look at Richard Branson, you can look at anyone. Do what you are supposed to do. Tap into your gift. Tap into who you are, your authentic self. Then it must entertain you. It must excite you. Before it excites us, it must excite you. And we gravitate to the excitement that you feel. We gravitate towards that. And then once you have now been able to do that, figure out a way to make money from it. Figure out a way, whether you're going to sell it, you're going to sell a product, or you're going to sell an experience, or you are going to write a book, or you're going to do a podcast where, you get money from your views or whatnot. Figure out a way to just add a sale element to it. Winning strategy. Sorted.
Sure. So my takeaway. I heard everything you said. You know what my takeaway is? Get into you.
Yeah.
Like that you can coin it. That's your word. You said that. Get into you. Because a lot of times we look for ourselves outside of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for money out there. It's in you. It's there. It's in your gift. It's in who you are. And thank you so much for sharing with us freely. Freely, openly. You were open. And I'm going to open it up to see if we have one or two questions from the floor. Are we permitted, Nico? We're not permitted.
It's a little bit.
On the second episode, he'll join the panel at the end. Okay, you guys can write the questions. I take orders as well, so I can do what I want. So you guys can write your questions, and at the end, you will join the panel after I interviewed Fatima at the end of the session. And yeah, thank you so much. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning into It's More Than Just Money, the winner circle on the It's More Than Just Money movement channel. I told you guys, we bring winners. I told you, people who are doing amazing work in South Africa and abroad, people that look like you and I, people that are as normal as you and I. You can see he's not trying to be anyone else other than himself. There's a saying that says, be yourself because everyone else is taken. I choose to be me, choose to be you. From me to you, broadcasting from the It's More Than Just Money movement, I almost said movement channel, movement tour at the Business and Property Seminar in Witbank, Emalahleni, Mpumalanga, South Africa. If you haven't subscribed, click on that subscribe button. We're going on an ad break for 15 minutes. See you guys in the next episode. Ciao, ciao. I think. I'll say